Good evening, Noswaithar Uichivar, and welcome to Tom and Ben News United Kingdom. Happy Independence Day to all of our American viewers watching. I am Talking Ben, and for this episode and the next I will be standing in for Talking Tom, who is on holiday. Let's get straight on with the news. Noswaithar Uichivar and NATO will significantly increase the number of forces on high alert to over 300,000 from 40,000 as part of the biggest overhaul of the alliance's defences since the Cold War. With Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine changing the security environment across Europe, the head of the alliance also confirmed that allies will expand troop deployments in NATO countries that sit closest to Russia. Ukraine is currently not a member of NATO. The decisions have been set out at a landmark summit earlier in Madrid. The cancer campaigner, blogger, broadcaster and former teacher Dame Deborah James has died at the age of 40. She had been receiving end-of-life care for bowel cancer at home and had raised millions for cancer research. Her family described her as amazing and an inspiration. They announced her death in a post on her Instagram page. It said, "We are deeply saddened to announce the death of Dame Deborah James, the most amazing wife, daughter, sister and mummy." She passed away peacefully, surrounded by her family. Minecraft YouTuber Technoblade has died at the age of 23. His family have confirmed in an emotional farewell video posted on his behalf. The video, entitled "So Long Nerds" and posted to his 10 million followers, showed his father calling him the most amazing kid anyone could ever ask for. The American internet personality rose to fame live streaming and posting clips of himself playing the Sandbox video game. Last year, Technoblade revealed to his fans he had been diagnosed with cancer. A weekend of showers will give way to 30-degree sunshine as the nation braces for a 10-day summer heatwave. A brand of rain will sweep the country over the next 48 hours as temperatures hover widely at 17 degrees or 18 degrees Celsius. However, a tropical blast from the Atlantic Azores Islands is about to bring summer back in a blaze of glory. Temperatures will rocket to 30 degrees Celsius in parts of the country from the middle of next week, with some isolated spots pushing even higher. Scottish First Minister Nicola Sturgeon's dreams have suffered a huge blow as the first poll since the IndyRef 2 date announcement has been revealed, and it is not pretty reading for her. 46% of Scots would vote no in the vote, compared to just 39% who would vote yes, according to the survey by Techno UK. But when don't knows are included, it is still bad news for the nationalists because it puts no on 54% and yes on 46%. The polling was done between the 29th of June and the 30th of June. To viewers news now, and Talking Tom and Friends channel has reported that a pilot has been killed after a Navy fighter jet crashed in the desert area in Southern California in the United States, and that Apple is discontinuing the iconic iPod after more than 2 decades. Thank you, Talking Tom and Friends channel, for those stories, and if you have any stories, then you can send them to us via the comments section or via our Facebook page. The link is in the descriptions box below. To other news now, and at least several people have been killed in a shooting at a shopping centre in Copenhagen yesterday, Danish police said, adding they had arrested a 22-year-old Danish man and could not rule out it was an act of terrorism. Chief Police Inspector Søren Tommensen told journalists there are several injured, and what we also know now is that there are several dead, adding that police had launched a massive search operation throughout the local Zealand region. Motorists were urged to plan their journeys today as mass protests were planned for some of the busiest roads in the West Country. Police were warned that the M4 and M5 were seriously affected by protests over the rising cost of fuel. A vulnerable young boy from Runcorn has been missing for 4 days, leaving his family distraught. Thomas Robinson, aged 12, was last seen in the Castlefields area of the town at around 5 p.m. on Tuesday. He is described as around 5 feet tall with moussery blonde hair. He was last seen wearing a blue Nike bubble jacket, grey tracksuit bottoms and black trainers. He lives in Runcorn but has links to Liverpool and St Helens. Argentina's Economy Minister Martin Guzmán has resigned as the country's economic crisis intensifies. Mr Guzmán has been in office since late 2019 and led negotiations with the International Monetary Fund over the restructuring of Argentina's debt. He called for a political agreement within the governing coalition to choose a successor. Argentina is struggling with 60% inflation and a weak currency, as well as global food and energy price rises. Mr Guzmán stepped down after a week of economic turmoil, with the Argentine peso sliding against the dollar. Oh, for goodness sake, protesters have stormed onto the track at Silverstone just moments after a huge crash during the opening lap of the British Grand Prix. But 4 activists from Just Stop Oil made their way onto the track shortly after the race had been red flagged following a major incident which saw Zhao Guanyu's Alfa Romeo flip over and crash into a barrier. Footage from Esteban Ocon's cockpit showed the Spaniards slowly driving past the protesters as they were being removed from the middle of the track. And finally, around 80 firefighters have been tackling a fire at a 17-storey block of flats in southeast London. London Fire Brigade has said that a dozen fire engines were at the scene of the fire in St Mark's Square in Bromley. Half of a 5-room flat on the 15th floor of the block were alight and part of the roof was also on fire. Firefighters were called at 11:58 a.m. and are somewhat still at the scene. Before we go to the weather forecast, we're going to do a lastminute.com here on the Viewers News, and Crossbones Billy has reported that Her Majesty the Queen has made a surprise appearance at a horse show and at least 10 people are dead after a tour boat sinks in Japan. To your weather now, and this afternoon, northern Scotland will continue cloudy with spells of rain. Elsewhere, patchy cloud and sunny spells, but western areas will have some scattered light showers, breezy in the north. Tonight's low cloud will roll in from the west across some central and northwestern parts, with a few spots of light rain, drier with plenty of clear spells elsewhere, especially in southern England. And tomorrow, the south and west will have variable cloud and a few spots of rain. Towards the north and east, it will be largely dry with sunny spells. Heavier rain will reach western Scotland later, and that is your weather. And that's all today. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Please subscribe, and I shall see you on Saturday. In the meanwhile, you can visit us on Facebook, www.facebook.com/TomandBenNews4UK. Use the Facebook app, or use the link in the description and click the like and follow buttons.